Welcome to the beautiful Papua New Guinea, the second largest island in the world. A mountainous land, still, inhospitable and primitive, that recalls the dawn of humanity. That country north of Australia is inhabited by over 1,000 tribes and 850 distinct languages. Not being able to communicate with members of other communities can cost you your life, which is why the system known as Wantok exists. From English, which means one speech. Let's take a look. Hello, I am Constantino de Miguel. Welcome to Prime. Papua New Guinea is indeed a remote and primitive country with tribes still settled in the Stone Age. Discovered by Spanish navigators in the 16th century, this large island, surpassed in size only by Greenland, is a mosaic of peoples in constant rivalry and a state of war. To understand this country in Oceania, it is essential to know the Wantok system. The term Wantok is the pidgin version, that is a mixed form of Wantok, which literally means one speech. Wantok serves as the linguistic glue that unites this country where many tribes live in constant hostility. But Wantok does not only refer to people being able to understand each other using the same language or dialect. It is much more than that. It is indeed also a traditional social support system that ensures that no one is left without help. Every member of a Wantok must provide absolutely and completely unconditional support to any other Wantok that has needs. You must attend to him in everything he needs: accommodation, food, and care if he is injured. In other words, solidarity within Wantok provides a protective shield and ensures that members receive help in times of need. Setting aside the differences, this is how the origin of the mafias in Italy emerged, which arose as unconditional protection networks among the members of a clan. In the society of Papua New Guinea, based on tribes, relationships with other communities are essential for trading, hunting, and defending themselves. That is why the Wantok system has evolved as a means of communication between different and distant clans in order to achieve help and security. In other words, understanding each other through the Wantok dialect is vital for survival, as it protects individuals from external threats, including violence, slavery, or abuses from other groups. In a country like this, where law enforcement can be very inconsistent and unpredictable, belonging to a Wantok, that is, to the human group or community that speaks the same language, can be the difference between life and death. Because in these mountain tribes, disputes are resolved in an ancient and traditional manner, that is, using violence with arrows, machetes, and spears. The only way to truly and indeed halt the bloodbath that battles become is through dialogue and negotiation, but this is not always possible. If the two opposing clans fail to understand each other, the outcome can be tragic, resulting in deaths, enslavement, and violations. Thus, Wantok is therefore the only possible means to negotiate and seek an arrangement that puts an end to the war. However, the Wantok system also has a dark side in Papua New Guinea, a country that gained its independence from Australia in 1975. There is Wantok, meaning tribal federations that speak the same language, which attain positions of power in Port Moresby, the capital, whether in business, public administration, or politics. That power often sometimes leads to false accounting practices and corruption, adversely affecting the development of the country. And as we mentioned, the parallel with the mafia is that the Wantoks also engage in extortion practices, demanding that merchants provide goods and services to their Wantoks at reduced prices or even for free, which can lead to the bankruptcy of many businesses. Looking at Papua New Guinea is like taking a journey back in time, going back over 40,000 years when humanity lived, in a constant state of war of all against all. The only way to achieve peace was indeed to resort to a common language that the enemy would understand. Therefore, the Wantok of Papua New Guinea shows us that for human beings now and always, the true homeland is not the territory and its borders, but the language. Thank you for joining us on this incredible and vibrant journey through the cultural heart of Papua New Guinea and beyond. We really appreciate you giving us a like and subscribing to the Prime Group channel. And if you want to know who we are and what we do, click on the site primevoices.com. I wish you a happy day.
Te invitamos a ver este vídeo en español dando clic en la pantalla correspondiente.